Good afternoon. I went and got my hair cut this afternoon. I got it done and I'm very pleased with it. I was tired of my hair. I wanted to talk about A Newport Christmas. It's a Hallmark Christmas movie. It's a time travel, and they do time travel movies occasionally. The cast is Ella and Nick. Those are the main characters. Now, the story starts off in 1905, and Ella is talking to her dad, and I think they're getting ready to have a party or something. And like I said, I watched this a few weeks ago, so he says he wants to speak with her. So they meet in his study or library or something, and he tells her, you're gonna get married. I've already picked somebody out for you and everything. And she's like, I bet you, look, who is this person I'm gonna marry? Who are you talking about? He's like, well, it's nobody that I know, or I've never met him, and neither of you. You're gonna get married. He's the right man for you. She's like, but Dad, Father, Papa, I don't want to get married, especially since I've never met this man before. There's a lot of things I want to do with my life. I want to set up a charity. I want to help the people in my town. So I don't want to do this. And he insists, no, you're getting married. She's upset. She runs out of the house, and she's got a private boat. She gets on the boat and she's riding the boat in the water. And the story takes place in Rhode Island, so there's water all around them. While she's riding in her ship, she sees a shooting star go across the sky. So she makes a wish. She wants a different life. She doesn't want to live a life where she has to marry some man she doesn't even know. She wants to fulfill her dreams. When she's making this wish, a man appears in her boat. She's shocked. She screams. She's like, who are you? He's like, well, what are you doing in my boat? She goes, this is my boat. He goes, no, it's mine. So they argue back and forth. And then when they land onto the dock of Newport in Rhode Island, that's when she doesn't recognize anything. The port looks totally different. And then the guy introduces himself as Nick. And he says, well, I'm Nick. And she says, well, I'm Ella. And she still doesn't understand why everything looks the way it does. And Nick tells her, well, this is the year 2025. He discovers that she's from the Gilded Age. She's from 1905. So it's been over 100 years and 120 years. So she's time traveled. So she's shocked and she faints. He takes her to the museum where she wants to see her house. And it turns out her house is a museum. She knows a lot about the house because it is her home. And one of the people who work at the museum, because Nick works at the museum as well, one of his co-workers tells him, that chick right there, she looks just like Ella that's in that photograph right there. The one who owned the house, that's the person that lived here back in 1905. That's what she looks like. And stunningly, she does. So when they discover about the time travel, she is still shocked and still trying to process everything. Nick and Ella try to figure out, well, what happened? How can you time travel? What's going on? How did this happen? And they notice that things keep changing, in the museum, because since she's now in 2025 instead of 1905, history has changed. So they'll notice things disappearing because her picture is in one of the photographs, but the photograph disappears. You just see the background. You don't see her face anymore. The charity that she started in 1905 doesn't exist anymore. It's kind of erased away. It's like it didn't exist because she doesn't exist because she's not there. She's here in 2025. So they try and figure out how this can occur. While they're trying to figure this out, they're in town trying to determine what could have happened. They see a man. And Ella tells Nick, that man keeps looking at me funny. I don't understand why. He said, that's Adam. That's the guy I bought the ship from. They confront. Adam says his name is not Adam. His name is Rex. It turns out he's the guy that Ella was supposed to marry back in 1905 because her dad had never met this man. She says, well, why are you here in 2025? He said that Adam, aka Rex, tells them that the night that Ella disappeared, her father sent Adam out on the ship. Sent Rex out on the ship to go and find Ella. He sees the same shooting star. Actually, I keep calling it a shooting star, but it's actually a comet. He sees the same comet that she does, but I guess he makes a wish as well. Since the coordinates were different, because he wasn't physically with her, he was just looking for her. He ends up traveling back in time, but he's been there for so he landed there in 2005. She landed there in 2025, but he knows who she is. So she said, but history is being erased. My picture's gone, my charity's gone. If I'm supposed to marry you, we have to go back in time and get married. He's like, Adam, aka Rex, is like, look, girl, I'm not doing that. I'm not going back in time to 1905. I like living now. How can I go back to 1905? I look 20 years older. You still look the same. So I can't do that. And number two, he said, Ella, look, I'm in love. I'm getting married. I have a fiance. There is no way I'm going back in time. But you can still go back in time. They need to figure out what to do. So they go to the library or they look in some books and stuff. And Nick is able to determine what the name of the comet that shoots through the sky. It's called the Christmas comet. They know when it's supposed to strike again. So he tells her, we're going to be ready when this comet comes through again, and so that you can travel back in time. And that's what they do. She travels back in time, but she's upset because she's in love with Nick now, because it's a Hallmark movie. They're going to fall in love. So she travels back in time, and then she's at a party and everything, and Nick walks in. And she goes, oh, Nick! But he's introduced as Rex. Again, Rex is the guy who actually disappeared years ago, who's going by Adam in 2025, if you can follow that. The guy who they saw in 2025 is going by Adam. His identity of Rex was taken over by Nick, who travels back in time to be with Ella. So the two of them are together and happy, and that's the whole movie. And I love this time travel. I highly recommend it. If you haven't seen it, you should see it. And on that note, if you like Hallmark movies and Hallmark mysteries, you will love my Christmas romance book bundle. Butterscotch Bliss is a story about Raquel. She must go and see her father before he passes away. She thought he was dead her entire life. She stunningly discovers that he's alive. Patrick, her ex, who has abandoned her 3 years ago, turns up into her life. She receives this news. She has to rely on Patrick to help her reach her dad in time. They take a long road trip since she cannot drive, and it's the middle of a snowstorm, and it's time sensitive. So check it out. Check all of them out. You'll see the link in the comments and up above. You can order all the books directly from me. They're one low price, and I will even gift wrap them and give you a whole packet of swag and stickers and all kinds of cool goodies. So thanks for listening, and I want you to enjoy the rest of your day. Toodles.